Unleashing Your Truth, the radical power of authentic living. Welcome, dreamers, doers, and daring souls. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative power of living your truth. But before we embark on this exhilarating journey, I want to acknowledge the incredible individual who sparked this conversation and whose insights have the potential to revolutionize lives across the globe. I'm talking about none other than Katrina Cooke, a visionary leader whose unwavering commitment to authenticity and empowerment has ignited a movement of self actualization and success. Katrina's work isn't just changing lives, it's reshaping the very fabric of how we approach our dreams and ambitions. Her impact ripples out, touching countless individuals and inspiring them to step into their power and create positive change in the world. Now, let's get real for a moment. How many of you have ever felt like you're living someone else's life, like you're following a script written by society, your parents, or your own fears? If you're nodding along, congratulations. You've just taken the first step towards transformation, because recognizing that gap between who you are and who you're pretending to be, that's where the magic happens. Living in your truth. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Almost cliche. But let me tell you, it's anything but. It's raw, it's messy, and it's downright terrifying at times. But it's also the most liberating, exhilarating journey you'll ever embark on. And today, we're going to explore exactly what it means to live in your truth, why it's so damn important, and how you can start doing it right now. Let's start with a provocative question. What if the biggest obstacle standing between you and your wildest dreams isn't your boss, your bank account, or your background, but you? What if you're the one holding yourself back, waiting for permission for the perfect moment for someone to hand you the keys to your own life? Here's the kicker: that permission slip you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. That perfect moment, it's a myth. And those keys, they've been in your pocket all along. Living in your truth means understanding that life is what you make of it. It's about recognizing that nothing, and I mean nothing, will come to fruition unless you nurture your goals for success. It's about making your dreams a reality and refusing to wait for anyone's approval or assistance. It's about pushing forward, continuing your journey through life with the tenacity of a bulldog and the grace of a gazelle. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, easy for you to say, you don't know my circumstances. And you're right, I don't. But what I do know is this: circumstances don't define you, they reveal you. They show you what you're made of, what you're capable of when your back's against the wall. Let me introduce you to Katrina Julia. No, not our inspiring Katrina Cooke, but another Katrina who embodies the very essence of living in her truth. Katrina Julia is a multi passionate creator and CEO who faced a challenge many of us can relate to: juggling multiple passions and projects while trying to maintain efficiency and productivity. Sound familiar? Now, Katrina could have done what many of us do: give up on some of her passions, settle for less, or burn herself out trying to do it all. But that's not living in your truth, is it? Instead, she took a radical approach. She leveraged AI tools for voice cloning to save time on podcasting and created a structured schedule to manage her various projects. The result? She successfully launched multiple projects, including an Etsy shop and a summit, while maintaining a consistent podcast schedule. But here's the real kicker: she didn't just achieve her goals, she created a whole new paradigm for success. She launched the Created Summit and created what she calls a six pack of wealth through strategic financial planning. Now, I can see some of you squirming in your seats. AI voice cloning, strategic financial planning. That sounds complicated, right? Maybe even a little scary. Good, because that's exactly where growth happens, right at the edge of your comfort zone. Katrina Julia's story isn't just about success, it's about self initiative. It's about looking at your challenges and saying, okay, how can I solve this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? It's about being willing to try new things, to fail, to look a little foolish in the pursuit of your dreams. But self initiative is just the first piece of the puzzle. The second, resilience. Because let's face it, not every initiative we take will lead to immediate success. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments when you question everything. Resilience is what allows us to keep pushing forward when everything in us wants to give up. Let me tell you about Trevor G. Blake. Trevor is a serial entrepreneur who built multiple successful businesses without hiring employees. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, great, another story about a tech bro who got lucky, let me stop you right there. Trevor's journey started with significant financial constraints. He was building businesses from scratch with no safety net, no trust fund, no rich uncle to bail him out. But instead of seeing these constraints as limitations, Trevor saw them as invitations to innovate. He developed strategic systems and leveraged technology to automate processes. The result? Over $600 million in exits and financial liberation. But here's what I want you to really focus on: Trevor's journey from poverty to success, because that's where the real story lies. Imagine for a moment the courage it takes to pursue your dreams when you're starting from zero. Imagine the resilience required to keep going when every setback doesn't just mean a bruised ego, but potentially not being able to put food on the table. That's the kind of resilience I'm talking about. Trevor's story isn't just about making money. It's about the power of resilience in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. It's about looking at your circumstances and saying, I refuse to be defined by this. I refuse to let this be the end of my story. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't want to start a business. How does this apply to me? And that's a fair question. But here's the thing: entrepreneurship isn't just about starting businesses. It's a mindset. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. It's about taking ownership of your life and your choices, which brings us to our third principle: empowerment. Empowerment is about understanding that you have the power to create the life you want by making conscious choices and taking deliberate actions. It's about recognizing that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your own reality. Let's talk about Katrina Robinson. Katrina is the CEO of Roundtable Living, and she created an affordable, all-inclusive living solution. Now, the real estate industry isn't exactly known for being easy to break into, especially if you're trying to do something innovative. Katrina faced numerous obstacles and had to create a sustainable business model from scratch. But instead of being deterred by these challenges, Katrina saw them as opportunities. She developed a strategic plan and leveraged resources to create a successful venture. The result was a thriving real estate venture that provides affordable living solutions and addresses a critical need in the community. Katrina's journey from identifying a need to creating a solution demonstrates the transformative power of empowerment. It shows us that when we step into our power, when we take ownership of our ideas and our actions, we can create change not just in our own lives, but in the lives of those around us. Now, I want you to take a moment and really let these stories sink in, because they're not just success stories, they're roadmaps. They show us what's possible when we embrace self-initiative, cultivate resilience, and step into our power. But here's the million-dollar question: how do we apply these principles in our own lives? How do we start living in our truth? It starts with a simple but powerful step: identifying one area in your life where you can take immediate action. Maybe it's that business idea you've been mulling over for years. Maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to learn. Maybe it's a relationship you want to improve. Whatever it is, the key is to start now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take that first step today. But remember, taking action doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out. In fact, embracing uncertainty can be a powerful catalyst for growth. When we step into the unknown, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities we might never have discovered otherwise. As you embark on this journey of living in your truth, it's important to cultivate a mindset of curiosity and openness. Be willing to learn from your experiences, both the successes and the setbacks. Each step forward, regardless of the outcome, is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. And here's a crucial point: living in your truth doesn't mean going it alone. While self-initiative is important, it's equally important to build a supportive network around you. Seek out mentors, collaborators, and like-minded individuals who can support you on your journey. Remember, even the most successful entrepreneurs and innovators didn't achieve their goals in isolation. Now, I want to address something that might be on your mind. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but my situation is different. I have responsibilities, limitations, obstacles that these successful people didn't have to deal with. And you're right, your situation is unique. But here's the thing: everyone's situation is unique. The key is not to compare your journey to others, but to focus on what you can control and take action within your own circumstances. Consider this: what if the very things you see as limitations could actually be your greatest strengths? What if your unique challenges and experiences are precisely what will set you apart and lead to your success? This shift in perspective can be incredibly empowering. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These are all natural human emotions, but here's a powerful truth. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action despite the fear. Every successful person you admire has felt fear. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. So I challenge you to reframe your relationship with fear. Instead of seeing it as a stop sign, see it as a signpost. Fear often points us in the direction of our greatest growth opportunities. When you feel fear bubbling up, ask yourself, what is this fear trying to tell me? What opportunity for growth lies on the other side of this fear? Now, let's talk about failure. In our success oriented culture, failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs. But what if we could shift our perspective on failure? What if, instead of seeing it as the opposite of success, we saw it as a necessary step on the path to success? Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to refine your approach, to get closer to your goals. Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. This mindset, seeing failure as feedback rather than finality, is crucial for anyone seeking to live in their truth and pursue their dreams. But living in your truth isn't just about personal success, it's about creating a ripple effect that touches the lives of others. When you live authentically, when you pursue your passions and share your gifts with the world, you inspire others to do the same. You create a community of truth seekers and change makers. Think about it. How many times have you been inspired by someone else's courage to pursue their dreams? How many times has someone else's authenticity given you permission to be more authentic yourself? That's the power of living in your truth. It's not just about you, it's about the impact you can have on the world around you. Now, I want to address something that might be uncomfortable for some of you to hear. Living in your truth sometimes means letting go of outdated beliefs, toxic relationships, or situations that no longer serve you. It might mean disappointing some people or facing criticism from those who don't understand your journey. But here's the thing, the pain of staying the same is often greater than the pain of change. The discomfort of growth is temporary, but the regret of not pursuing your dreams can last a lifetime. So I want you to ask yourself, what beliefs or situations am I holding on to that are holding me back? What would my life look like if I had the courage to let these go? Living in your truth also means embracing your uniqueness. In a world that often pressures us to conform, to fit to neat little boxes, living authentically can feel like an act of rebellion. And in many ways, it is. It's a declaration that you refuse to dim your light to make others comfortable. Your unique experiences, perspectives, and talents are not flaws to be hidden or overcome. They're gifts to be celebrated and shared with the world. When you embrace your uniqueness, you give others permission to do the same. You create a more diverse, vibrant, and innovative world. Now, let's talk about the role of gratitude in living your truth. It might seem counterintuitive to focus on gratitude when you're striving for change, but hear me out. Gratitude isn't about settling for less or denying the challenges in your life. It's about recognizing the resources, experiences, and opportunities you already have that can fuel your journey. When you approach life from a place of gratitude, you shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. You start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. You recognize the wealth of experiences and relationships that have shaped you and prepared you for this moment. So I challenge you to start each day with a simple gratitude practice. Before you even get out of bed, think of three things you're grateful for. They can be big things like your health or your relationships, or small things like your morning coffee or the sunshine streaming through your window. This simple practice can radically shift your perspective and set the tone for a day of authentic living. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a powerful visualization exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 1 year from now. You've been living in your truth, taking initiative, building resilience, and stepping into your power. What does your life look like? How do you feel? What have you accomplished? Now open your eyes. That future version of yourself is not just a fantasy, it's a possibility. And the path to that future starts with the choices you make today. So, what will you choose? Will you continue to wait for permission, for the perfect moment, for someone else to validate your dreams? Or will you choose to live in your truth, to take that first step, to push forward even when it's difficult. The choice is yours. And make no mistake, it is a choice every day. With every decision we make, we're either moving closer to living in our truth or further away from it. As Katrina Cooke's insights have shown us, living in your truth means understanding that life is what you make of it. Nothing will come to fruition unless you nurture your goals for success. It means striving to make your dreams a reality and refusing to wait for anyone. It means pushing forward, continuing your journey through life with determination and purpose. So I leave you with this challenge. Identify one area in your life where you can take immediate action. It doesn't have to be big. Even small steps can lead to significant change over time. What's important is that you start today, now. Remember, you have within you everything you need to create the life you want. You have the power to take initiative, to build resilience, to step into your own empowerment. Your truth is waiting for you to live it. As you leave here today, I'm telling you, I want you to carry with you not just inspiration, but a burning desire for action. Because inspiration without action is just a fleeting emotion. It's in the doing, in the trying, in the falling and getting back up that we truly transform our lives. I want you to look at your life with new eyes. See the possibilities that have always been there, waiting for you to notice them. Recognize the strength that's been within you all along, waiting for you to tap into it. Understand that your unique voice, your unique perspective is not just valuable, it's essential. The world needs you to live in your truth. It needs your ideas, your passion, your courage. Because when you live authentically, you give others permission to do the same. You create a ripple effect of authenticity and empowerment that can change families, communities, and even the world. So I challenge you, don't leave here today the same person you were when you walked in. Let this be the moment you decide to live differently. Let this be the day you choose to step fully into your power, to embrace your truth, to start creating the life you've always dreamed of. And when doubt creeps in, because it will, when fear tries to hold you back, because it will, remember this moment. Remember the fire you feel right now, the possibilities you can see, the potential you know you have. Hold on to that. Let it fuel you. Let it drive you forward. Because here's the truth. You are capable of so much more than you realize. You have within you the power to create extraordinary change in your life and in the world around you. But that power remains dormant until you choose to activate it, until you choose to live in your truth. So what are you waiting for? Your truth is calling. Your authentic life is waiting. The world is ready for the real you. Are you ready to answer that call? Are you ready to step into your power? Are you ready to live your truth? The time is now. The person is you. The choice is yours. What will you do with this moment? How will you honor your truth? How will you change your world? Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Take that step today. Live your truth. Change your world. The time is now. Thank you.